Do you remember these reactions when Kawhi and Paul George joined the Clippers? Man, what a time that was, right? And it's pretty far ago, man. It's been a long time since that. It's like 4 years already now. And with tonight's loss to the Jokic-less Nuggets, of course, the Clippers undermanned themselves a bit, but still, a Jokic-less Nuggets team you should beat if you have Kawhi Leonard playing. But the Clippers did not and are sitting at 22-22 on the season, right there, middle through the season. And the so-called, if healthy, title contenders every year are 500. And a lot of the people still give them the benefit of the doubt that if they are gonna be healthy for the playoffs, they're gonna make a run. And of course, there is some possibility to that, but nothing we have seen during these last 4 years they've been here has shown us that that will be the case. And the stars are once again, well, not healthy. Kawhi has been still dealing with some in and on and off issues. He's been playing lately, and Paul George is out with a hamstring injury. And we need to ask the question, should the Clippers just move on from one of these? Since acquiring Kawhi Leonard and Paul George as a package deal before the 2019-2020 season, the Clippers have been dubbed the favorites every year except last year where Kawhi Leonard was out for the whole year and we all knew about it before. But let's remind ourselves what happened before that. In the 2019-2020 season, it was the bubble, of course, and the COVID year, which of course puts somewhat, not an asterisk, that's a weird way to say it, right? But a weird vibe to the season, right? It's not like, it was unreal a little bit, to be honest with you all, right? It was an unreal season in a not the unreal way you usually talk about it. And they melted down against the Nuggets after getting a 3-1 lead, and then there, began Pandemic P and all the jokes about the Clippers and everything. Then in 2020-2021, the Clippers coming in once again as one of the favorites, and they were playing some of the better basketball in the playoffs, but were coming in as the 4th seed and barely held off Lucas Dallas Mavericks. Then went on to beat the number 1 seed Utah Jazz, but with Kawhi Leonard getting injured, they held their own in the conference finals after getting there for the first time in the franchise's history. But of course, without Kawhi Leonard, there was no real chance they were gonna go and make the run that we all thought they were gonna make at some point during their tenure here. Of course, 2021-2022, Kawhi out for the season. Paul George plays just 31 games himself during that season, and the Clippers get bounced in the plane after losing to the T-Wolves in Minnesota, where the legendary Pat Bev clip was born, and then Paul George got coronavirus and he could not go and could not play. Right before the game against the Pelicans, they got blown off their home floor and they did not make the playoffs. And now we coming into this year, Kawhi, everyone's promoting he's gonna be back, he's gonna be fully healthy, and they are gonna be once again title contenders, because if they get healthy, they're gonna be, pretty dangerous. You got Reggie Jackson, you got John Wall coming in, you got all these role players, Norman Powell, Robert Covington, you got Ivica Zubac, you have Luke Kennard, a sniper off the bench. You just have a lot of talented players, Marcus Morris Sr. But the year starts off, well, very weirdly, right? Kawhi starts off the bench playing just 20 minutes a night because the knee is still not completely right. We still don't know actually the complete, thing about his knee and how the healing process and what was wrong and what happened. And Kawhi then played in and out the games, played about 20-25 minutes. Then when he ramped it up a little bit, he had to take time off and didn't play like 10-12 games straight. He already missed 22 games this season due to back-to-backs and that injury of the knee that we still don't know what actually happened, if it was just sore, if it was something wrong with it. We don't know, but he missed some time already this year. And Paul George is now injured with a hamstring injury that we have no idea what the extent of it is actually, because I've still not seen a report that talked about how long and how serious it is. We just heard Ty Lue say that they don't know the extent of it, and that's all I read since. And when you look at their lineups, they played in 12 games together, Paul George, Marcus Morris, Kawhi Leonard, Reggie Jackson, and Ivica Zubac, and played just 133 minutes together, which is not a lot compared to the most played teams that play together a lot, and every top duo doesn't play that much. And I mean, of course, it's not that horrible when you look at it compared to it. It's still around the 32nd most played lineup in the year this year, and it has a positive net rating, but at the same time it's just weird, right? And when you look at the other lineups that the Clippers play the most, it's a lot of small sample sizes, and they have a lot of small sample sizes for a lot of lineups, and they just like offensive continuity, even defensive continuity. Some of the lineups are truly atrocious, some of the lineups are truly great, and it's really, really weird. Their two best lineups are their two most used lineup, but both contain Paul George, who we're not sure when we'll see again. And then the other three lineups that are in the top 5 most played minutes wise are all negative net rating and just lack a lot of offensive continuity. Tai Lu has not been coaching that well as I would, thought he would, and has not been managing the players right. Maybe he's not happy with the players he's getting. Maybe, it was all just good on paper and the players in reality are just not what we, have them on paper, as I said. And it's of course tough because guys are constantly in and out the lineup, constantly have to change everything, and it's just gonna lack a lot of continuity, which is a really tough thing to do when you want to win a championship. And the owner, Steve Ballmer, we know, will do anything to make the team better, as he has done a lot of the time. But the question is, should he actually move on? And we have heard some rumblings. Richard Jefferson said it, that he's hearing grumblings that people up top are having opinions about who should be playing. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and there is never a good recipe. So maybe it could be PG going on his way out. Maybe it could be even Kawhi Leonard. Who knows? Who knows, right? Because at this point, both of them are kinda an uncertainty. But Kawhi is actually playing more this year, so that's just very weird. And since acquiring PG and Kawhi, they also acquired Marcus Morris, Luke Kennard, Rajon Rondo, Eric Bledsoe, Norman Powell, Robert Covington, Rodney Hood, with half of these moves not working out at all. And some of these are, of course, still great. Marcus Morris is great, Luke Kennard is great. And who knows what are they gonna do this year, right? They could maybe make a trade for some big man that they're lacking, a small man, big man. They were having Isaiah Hartenstein last year, who played really sensational for them. The rumblings are about Gorgui Dieng, but who knows? There where the people are scared of the Clippers, man. People are scared. They think they're shaping into something big, bad contender that a lot of people predicted to win the championship this year, right? So I don't think they will acting as that sleeping giant, which are not so sleeping with what Steve Ballmer has, right? They're definitely going to be buyers. So who knows what they'll figure out at the trade deadline. But after this year, I think anything is off the table, right? If they fail once again and they lack continuity once again and, don't even make the conference finals, I believe there could be the ending of this era of the Clippers. And we are, 3.5 years in, 3 full seasons, half a season in. Paul George has played in 61% of his game, roughly about a regular season game, and played in most of the playoffs games. And Kawhi Leonard, of course, missed that 1 full year and then has played in about roughly 48% games that he, could in his time in Los Angeles. So, and both are locked in for a 2-year contract, with both having player option for the second year. I've not found if they, Kawhi has a no trade clause or something, but I don't think he has. And I would strongly consider doing something, and maybe get something off of him if you can, but who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen with the Clippers? Let me know your thoughts. That's why I make these videos, because I want to hear everyone's opinion. Because would you blow it up if, they fell this year? Would you blow it up even now if you see how unhealthy they are already this year and how they lack a lot of continuity? What would you do if you were the Clippers? Let me know in the comment section, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all tomorrow with another video.